continue now with more pieces. Now, when we talk about colors of diamonds, this is something that is in genuine sterling silver with rhodium plating. Rhodium is a member of the platinum family. Valerie, look at you. You know, I will say that when I'm looking at the magazines, Catherine, haven't you seen everybody wearing more than multiple rings on hands? It's like the thing. Everybody's doing that. I feel like I need to add more rings to my hand right now. But when you're taking a look, I could even stack these on my hand. They look, how cool is that? So take a look at the magic of stacking. Only $119.90. I should actually point out that these are genuine diamonds. These are a customer pick with 29 reviews on HSN.com. Beautiful, gorgeous champagne diamonds, 2 rows, rhodium plating over the sterling silver. By the way, when you buy platinum, they also rhodium plate that. They also rhodium plate white gold. And this is free shipping and handling. We do have all sizes, I think, Catherine, 5 through 11. Yep. It's limited. Okay, so we're getting very limited. And again, this is a buyer's special. This is exclusive to us here at HSN. So if you're saying, well, you know, I really would love to have a ring, a diamond ring, blue diamonds. I've never had that before. I've never had gorgeous red diamonds, which are, by the way, extremely rare when you get in fancy diamonds, colored diamonds. And by the way, these are naturally occurring, the color of these diamonds, and I have the carat weight and I have everything. But, oh, we do have black. Okay, ooh, I think I have a sample right here. This is, yep. Yes, okay, yes, I'm sorry. We also have black diamonds. Now, here's the cool thing. When you think of black diamonds, and I actually think I can show the sparkle more in person, let me show you the black diamond band and the sparkle. I actually have a black diamond ring, and I think, honestly, I feel like I'm a pretty cool chick when I wear my black diamond ring. Take a look at how this looks. Black diamonds. What does that say about you? I don't know what it says about me. $23.98 on 5 flex pay. We do have an extra flex payment for anyone who has an HSN card, by the way. HSN card holders always get an extra flex pay on all fashion, beauty, and jewelry, and that's what we're doing right here with 2 rows of beautiful diamonds with platinum over sterling silver in the band. The appraisal value is almost triple what we're charging, because we're basically, when you get an appraisal value, you're talking about the intrinsic value of the diamonds, the precious metals, all genuine gemstones, those being diamonds. And diamond is the birthstone of April. Am I right about that, Catherine? I feel like it's April. Is it? Okay, it is April. I will tell you, I've been here 10 years. I don't know why the gemstones in the month, it's something that just doesn't stick inside here. I went blonder yesterday. Maybe that's why I can't remember anything today. The item number is 541088. 29 reviews on hsn.com. So you love it. Oh, I have an update. Oh, in the red diamond, I have 60 left, 60 people. I have all sizes 5 through 11. Only 60 people can get the red diamonds. You know, I'll tell you this, if you go to your local jewelers or the mall, you say, can I see your collection in red diamonds? Genuine red diamonds, not colored stones, genuine red diamonds. I would be really surprised if everybody had some sort of, you know, collection. Also, they usually only carry one size. They usually have a size 6, and you have to, you know, have it sized up or down. We have sizes 5 through 11, and I can tell you, this would be, to me, a great stackable with your engagement ring. How about your engagement ring and then a black diamond band with a white diamond? I think that would look amazing. I really do. So we've got, this is the blue. The blue and the black are both so pretty. You can see the difference between the blue and the black, by the way. So, you know, stack it with other rings that you already have. So think about what rings you have right now and how easy those would be to stack. Only $23.98 to get home on that 5 flex pay. And again, 6 flex payments for HSN card holders. And you can get your size right now. Last call on the red. Beautiful with the red. We do have champagne, showing those kind of side by side. Up to you. I think maybe, I want to show, I would think I would like red and black together. Let's see what that looks like. Ooh, that's kind of sassy, I think. Red and black. Okay, I'm just wearing my red and black stackable diamonds. And by the way, so comfort to stack. Sometimes rings look like, oh, that could stack. You get them home and they have, you know, in the shank, they've got too much business going on. They're not as comfortable to stack. These are beautiful, and you see end to end with your hands of diamonds. And look at all that sparkle. And look at the sparkle in that blue, that deep Mediterranean, gorgeous blue. And by the way, there's black rhodium behind those stones. And what that does is it really brings out the color of those natural blue diamonds. You know, I went to the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C., and they had a gemstone exhibit, and they had a few colored stones, and it was, you know, I had $20 million, and, you know, just unbelievable. You know, when you get a large size of a fancy colored stone, and when I say a large size, I'm talking about like 5 carats or 10 carats, it goes in a museum. That's how rare it is. It's so incredibly rare. I'm really happy that we're able to bring this directly to you. This isn't through a guy who knows a girl, who knows a friend, who is a cousin, who then gets you a deal. It's basically our buyers go to the source and then give it right to you, and then you put down $23.98. So for under $24 and free shipping, you're gonna get started in having your own beautiful diamond ring. 5 flex pay, your total is $119.90 for genuine fancy diamonds. 2 rows, by the way. I'm not wearing 2 rings right now. I just went down to 1 ring. Do you see how there's 2 rows already built in? It's almost like it's pre-stacked. We're starting you off with 2 rings. That's how we look at it, because you see it's closed here, but in the center, you see right here how the shank splits right there? So then when someone comes up to you, they're like, wait, you're wearing 2 blue diamond stack rings already? So we give you the kind of like the little stacking boost to start out with. So you're starting out with 2 rows. So 2 rows of genuine blue diamonds. We're gonna ship that to you for free. How about that? I always love free. I know something about free shipping makes me go, oh, okay. Because, you know, you're not risking anything. We'll send it right out to you. You have until January 31st, 2018. If you don't love it, you get 100% of your purchase price back. That's a great shot. You see how the shank splits right there? Then you have the double row, and with the blue right there, you see how it's backed with the black. That's black rhodium, and that brings out that blue color. And we did different rhodium on different pieces. On the champagne, we did the white rhodium, popping that out. So it's just a gorgeous ring that I'll tell you is a fantastic value. So we've got a lot more on hsn.com with our jewelry gifts and so many